Sydney Radka, and welcome to another edition of FLX Weekly here at FingerLakes1.com. It is May 5th. It is Cinco de Mayo officially today, May 5th, 2021, and we are live inside the FingerLakes1.com studio where I am joined by Jim Sinicropi, and we have a crew here today. We have Paul Griswold, the president of Upstate Fiber Networks, Chris Brooks, who is the director of outside plant and service delivery. We have Ashley Gustafson, director of customer operations and marketing, and we also even have behind the scenes Clay Bailey, who is the marketing manager. So we have the whole team here with us today. Today's show is brought to you by Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant. You can join them now for their new lunch specials that are offered at the Waterloo and Geneva locations. All the lunch specials are served until 4 p.m. every day, and you can head to their Facebook to see all the delicious specials they had.
I saw that, and they have a Philly cheesesteak that looks phenomenal. They have a spicy chicken quesadilla, which is something new. They change them every month.
Right. And I looked at a few, and I was like, okay, I want that, and that. But anyways, you can head to their Facebook. You can find all the goodies there. We have a lot to dive into today, so I'm just going to start it off. I'm very excited for you guys to be here. Upstate Fiber Networks, and you guys are going to tell us all about the exciting things that are going on in the Finger Lakes with you guys.
Yes. So, and to give you a little bit of a history, we're Ontario and Shermansburg Telephone Companies out of Phelps. We've had that company in our families since 1920. So Ashley actually is my daughter, 5th generation of this. So we've spent the last few years, 2 years, rebuilding the telephone companies right now and doing fiber to the home. But we also had started a company back in the day in 1995 called Finger Lakes Technologies Group.
Okay.
So Finger Lakes Technologies Group, in its heyday, we sold that a couple years ago, built fiber throughout all of upstate New York. We went from Buffalo to Binghamton, basically. We fibered 75 different cities in upstate New York. It was all commercial business. So obviously we were of interest to a lot of the private equity out there. We were purchased by private equity in 2017. The same group, Oak Hill Capital Partners, that bought us in 2017, approached me again to look at buying the telephone companies, but this time do fiber to the home. So we finally put the deal together, and we completed the markets for the telephone companies, Phelps, Clifton Springs, Shermansburg, Ovid, Interlaken. Got that all done in 2 years, and now, after we just closed on selling our business a couple weeks ago, we're ready now to rebuild all of the Finger Lakes. So we're at right now, actually Waterloo, we started construction yesterday. So I think one of the questions people have had with us, when's it going to start? Well, it's already begun. So we will start taking on customers in a week to 2 weeks, and we'll start with Waterloo. Then we'll go to Seneca Falls, Geneva. We already did Phelps and Clifton. So then we'll do Shortsville, Manchester. We'll do Canandaigua, Victor, Geneva. Did I say that? Geneva.
Wow.
So we're going across the whole. That's this year. So basically every single month we'll be in a new market.
It's exciting because most people watching the show probably struggle with the fact that there's limited options for high-speed internet in the Finger Lakes, and in some cases people have been unhappy with every option available. So certainly this is something that should get people excited.
Yeah, and I think the big thing for us is that we're not new at this. This is the 5th generation doing this. This is the 3rd time I've done it. So we're not a new company. We've been around. We've already built fiber through all these markets now. And actually we're going to use that same market to go from market to market. But we will be able to provide the same services, beyond what our competition does. All fiber to your home, wireless, everything that you want, we can offer that too.
And I think, Upstate Fiber Networks sounds new, but you're certainly a name that's been around for a long time. I mean, I can remember going way back, into the late 1990s, the stuff that you guys were doing with FLTG and so it's good to see that you've had success, and now to be able to finally deploy something like this, it's got to be almost like the realization of a goal you've had for a couple decades.
It really is to go from not having a big fiber network at all, and then doing a commercial one, and then coming back and hitting all the homes that we were basically built fiber commercially to, but really to hit all the areas that we grew up in. This is fantastic for us, and they won't stop. That That's just this year. We'll continue on to different markets, whether that's Syracuse, Buffalo, the Southern Tier. That's just not a one-time thing. That's just getting us going. The first summer, basically, is really what it is.
But good for us here in the Finger Lakes, because a lot of times we're the ones that have to wait.
Exactly.
Right.
So we get first crack this time.
I have like so many questions, but one thing that just stood out to me that you said was, like we talked before, you started like breaking ground, I feel like, just this week technically in Waterloo, and you're already going to be able to take customers in 2 weeks.
Yes.
That turnaround time to me is like mind blowing.
Again, the technology that we're using today, we took everything that we've learned over all these years, and we have now made it so that we can really turn our market up in 4 weeks. I mean, for us, the way we mount our cabinets now, we don't go into buildings to do colos. We have a cabinet that sits out on a pad someplace, and all the fiber goes back into that. We never have to go into it again. But the state-of-the-art fiber that we use from Corning is all state-of-the-art. So every single home basically has that. When we put a street up, every single home has access to it. It's all been cut in already for every single home. So literally every home will be, whether you sign up or not, literally when we plug you in, it's going to be live. So we don't have to keep coming back, opening up cabinets, cutting the fiber back down again, doing all this work. We really have learned to be efficient in doing this, and we have to keep on going and hitting every market. And we know how short summer is, right?
Yeah.
We got to go fast.
That was always one of the big, hurdles to overcome with deploying fiber was, I can remember getting quotes back in the day where, there was certainly an upfront cost to kind of get your site compatible or to run fiber to your site that maybe didn't exist. And what a lot of residential customers should get excited about is the speeds are going to be faster.
Oh, yes.
The quality of service over a fiber network is much better than over your standard cable. Or
you brought me into my next question. Like, that was my big question. Like, why is fiber internet considered better? Which I've done some research when I was looking up you guys.
As we all knew before, we had copper. Copper's affected especially by water. And water gets into the cable, you get static, and then it slows everything down too. With fiber, it's glass. So nothing really affects glass at all. That's why we've all made this investment, because glass doesn't go bad. So we can put fiber up and make that investment, and it stays and it works great forever. All we do is change the electronics on both sides to make it even faster. So what we see today from a gig to 10 gig to 20 gig, if it's going to be 100 gig in the future or beyond, we change the electronics out, and all of a sudden that community now can go up to whatever speed it was or that's currently available today. So it's so simple for us to change the electronics in these cabinets that we're putting in the field, but we're only having to do one cabinet in each market, not 20 cabinets.
Right.
So it's easier and more efficient for us to do it. But there will be in our mind, there's not going to be a speed problem in the future with what we're deploying today. We have built this thing so that it can keep on going to whatever speeds are going to be into the future.
And the way people are nowadays with the internet, like, I just think of like people like gamers and streamers and all that stuff that is going to play such a big part.
Let's just say you have an average household with 2 parents and 2 kids. So, Dad might be watching something on TV, H high definition, on the big screen. Mom might be browsing Facebook in the bedroom. One kid might be playing a high speed, a video game that requires HD and a lot of bandwidth. And then another person streaming music or watching a movie. It's all going on at the same time. And if you go back 10 to 15 years ago, something like that would have seemed impossible to be real. But here we are. And so the great thing about this, as we mentioned off the top, is in our area, there's just limited options. And so this is another option that, if you just look at the stats and the numbers, it's a preferable option.
And we concentrate so much on Wi-Fi. That's the other thing, because we know, just to your point, everything that you just described was all probably on Wi-Fi. Yeah. So if you think about the other great thing about our company is, back in the day with Finger Lakes Technologies Group, we were the largest Cisco partner in this region. So we had Wegmans, we had the U of R. All we did was Cisco routing, switching, wireless. That's all we did for a living. Well, we have those similar to those same people again in our operations, and we make sure that wireless works in your home. We know that's the next key component to your network. Besides the speed of the fiber, is going to be the Wi-Fi inside your house.
Right.
So our equipment that we have is all managed too, so we can see it remotely. So when you call into our network operations center, we can actually get inside this equipment. Yeah, sure. It's got 4 ports in it.
So pretty.
But we can actually manage this remotely. So we can tell you if you're having channel conflict, you're saying it's slow, we can see it all remotely. We do not have to take a truck out there to do it.
Awesome.
And then we have the mesh units, which are shrinking in size dramatically now. They used to be much larger. But again, if you've got a problem on one end of your house, you put a mesh unit up. These two connect together, and then you've got a mesh network inside there. That technology has changed so much just in the last couple of years. Made so much better, so much stabler.
So it's kind of like a wireless extender. When he says mesh,
Yep.
He's talking about you got a big house, you got your wireless router somewhere, and you need to extend it. I have a extender in my house. Just plug it into the wall, and now I can actually stay online when I'm out in the back corner of the yard by the pool.
That's what I'm thinking of.
So this is that. That's what that.
And all of it comes from us. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
We're trying to make this so that you don't have to go to Best Buy. You don't have to go someplace else to buy all this stuff. And then you take this piece of equipment and this one. These two don't match, so you got a problem and have all those issues. That's what we do for you. And the reason we're so confident, this is what we did before. We're just doing it residentially now instead. So that's why we can perform so much better than anybody else out in the market now. We have labs right in Phelps, so we test stuff. If people are having a problem, we can test it all live inside our labs and everything else. So we're so used to being in this type of business. This is not new to us. And we know the Wi-Fi has to work.
Yes.
Because if you're going to stream and you watch movies and things like that, it has got to work, or you're going to call us and cancel. And I would say 99% of the time, it's not the fiber speed, it is the Wi-Fi inside your house that's creating the problem, and we can test that.
I hope my mom is watching and listening to this,
I'm sure
because
she is.
complains all the time, because we have a pool house that's far enough from our house that the connection is just not there. So you know where to go now, Mom. Just saying. She lives in Seneca Falls. I know you guys are going to Seneca Falls soon. Yep. But I do want to touch base on the community aspect of your business. I have, like I said, I creeped on your social medias. You guys handle it so well, and you're really trying to get the community involved. And I know you have an event coming up, and I do want to talk about that. I'm thinking Ashley, 5th generation, might be able to discuss what's going on.
We are so excited. So we have Get the Scoop on fiber internet service coming up. It's on Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. So we originally were doing a noon to 2 event, but we realized very quickly that schools went back in session. So we wanted to use this event for the community to kind of kick off going back to school. I know a lot of parents have been waiting for this time to come back. So we want to get together, learn about fiber, get free ice cream. Dar's Delight has partnered with us for the entire summer. So we're really, really excited. But the time has changed. So it's this Friday, May 7th, 4 to 6 p.m. and learn about fiber and get some free ice cream.
The Waterloo VFW?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, because that's where your box or hub or whatever you call it is located. I saw you guys, paving stuff and making it look all nice. It's exciting, and you can go out. Parents are going to be more excited too, I feel like, of this, because they can get their kids some free ice cream, and they can also find out how they can get their kids to stop complaining about Wi-Fi, about slow internet, and all of the above. So that's coming up, you said, the 7th, this Friday.
2 days from now.
And people could find out more information on
our Facebook page.
Your Facebook?
Visit our Facebook page. All of our social media is the best way to learn about what markets we're opening, what events we're going to be at, really anything to do with our community. Go to our social media pages. You're going to see and behind the scenes videos. So how do we actually get the fiber to your house? You'll be able to see everything. It's kind of cool once you see how much work goes into it.
Right.
To give you guys great service.
Yeah, people should be thankful. It's not as easy as clicking on a button. And that must bring me to you. You do the outside plant and service delivery. What is that? Are you the person going in and installing everything?
I have.
Or managing it, at least?
Yes, I have done it. So outside plant is just the way it sounds. It's literally everything outside. And it's from the cable going up on the poles to the single drop fiber going to the home. And then the service delivery part is the actual installers going out. We have a great team that goes out to the homes and installs all the equipment that Paul was showing earlier.
Awesome.
All experts at what they do.
Chris,
Yeah.
how long have you been involved with Paul in this company? Like, what did you do before?
I've been with Paul for better part of my life, about 9 years. And and I was with the FLTG days, started with the phone company, did a lot with FLTG, went with the sale of FLTG to First Light, and then after about a year stint, I came back to the phone companies working with the Griswolds.
I love that. It's like I just keep going back to that 5th generation. It just shows like, what you're doing is working. You're so family oriented. I think you guys are very well known in the Phelps area with all of that, and it just seems super community based, and that we love that here.
Well,
because
LTG, Ontario Phone, all that those are kind of like brand names in the area, but this is a different name, Upstate Fiber Networks, but knowing the people behind
the
it,
umbrella,
have the history here, and it's, like I said, it's very exciting if you live around here to have that option. Because honestly, you had your Spectrum and you had your Verizon, and FiOS, which is Verizon's fiber, is not necessarily available in most of the places around here. And then those are also two gigantic corporations, where this is more of a local option.
Right,
too.
that's what I love the most.
And so,
and that's what I wanted to make sure that people understood too, is that, to your point with Upstate Fiber Networks, that's a new name, but actually we've been around for a long time. I didn't want people to get thinking that we're a brand new company coming into town.
Yeah.
A, we're not local. B, we've never done this. That's not true. We are the same people. We just had to change the name. We sold the other companies, so we had to create a brand new name. We all live in upstate New York, so it seemed like a great name, and the way that we're going to spread this thing out will be in upstate New York. So it worked out really, really well for us in that way. And the other thing I'd mention too, with the modems that we were talking about with the children and stuff, is the security that we have and the software that we have on it too.
So with our packages, we have routers that are going to be included, and then along with that is a Upstate Fiber smart home app.
Oh.
And that allows enhanced parental control. So if you have little Timmy upstairs and he's on Facebook during the day and you want to shut that down, you can absolutely do that on the app.
Awesome.
There's enhanced security features too that protects all your devices from malware, anything. So it's a little easier. It all is run out of the box. You don't really have to do anything besides download the app, and we associate it, and which the tech will do when they do the installation.
But imagine if you happen to be out, you're on a date night, and you forget with the babysitter to shut off your child's iPad. You can do it remotely.
Awesome, right?
Or you can see you're being attacked right now by malware. While you're at dinner. Oh my God!
Geez.
But you can see what's going on, but it's not attacking your location. So again, it's important. Again, from our background, from the software perspective, that's what we're used to doing too, is providing those types of services. It comes with the router when you get it. The software is there. So again, we're trying to give you a very complete package when you so you shouldn't have to go anywhere else and buy any software or do anything else. And the fact that these, whether it's the router, the Wi-Fi, it's always updated. We're updating these things on a regular basis.
Awesome.
That's the other big problem, that people buy them from Best Buy, they don't update them. There's holes in them because of security. We constantly do that all the time for you. That's why we include this as part of the price in there. But we can manage that, and you call us up and we take care of these things for you, replace it or do whatever we have to do.
People want simple, they want easy, they don't want a lot of steps.
They want it to work.
And they want to know, a big question I'm sure that everybody that is listening right now is, how do people sign up? Is that a possibility right now? Do they have to wait 2 weeks?
Nope. So the way it happens, if you visit our website, you can put your address in, see if you're in our serviceable location. Fill out the form, and once you submit it, you'll get a call within 24 hours from one of our CSRs letting you know if you are in a serviceable area, or if it's an area we're going to, they'll let you know, you are, there's poles outside, you're going to get our service. It might take a few months.
Right.
So we try to keep the communication going, but the best way is to submit your interest too, because we are also looking at 2022 and beyond.
Jeez.
So interest-based is huge. Get your neighbors involved.
Right.
That helps us. Now when we look at all of the leads that come in and people that are interested in our service, it helps us pivot and know where to prioritize due to it all.
So go to upstatefibernetworks.com and there's a form right there. You can put your zip code in. Okay.
And we use a lot of analytical software too to find out from the web submissions if we've built an area that we thought was great, and everybody signed up. But then there's this outlying area over here that we didn't know if it was going to be that popular. We see a whole bunch of submissions coming from.
Right.
That's what she's analyzing, and Claire are analyzing all the time to find out, oh my God, look at, there's so many submissions in this area. So then Chris's guys go out, look at that area, and find out, can we add that to the network to it? The way our, as we talked about these cabinets before, we can add to the market all the time. So we've got a lot of capacity in these markets. The new cabinet that we're mounting here in Seneca Falls, by the way, is at the Women's Hall of Fame. So it's right across the street there. So we will help them to provide fiber there. So when they have their dedications and things like that, there'll be full fiber access down there for them now. So when the crowds come to town, we're not going to hear that now too, that we didn't have fiber down there. We didn't have enough wireless or whatever. They will have enough down there. So we've partnered with them as our next site. So you'll start to see construction across there. Doing that.
At the site of the new Hall of Fame.
The new Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Yep. So that parking lot right across the street. So you'll see it. The cabinet shows up on Friday. So we'll have the Seneca Falls cabinet, and then once they start doing the pad and all that, that'll be up in probably a couple of weeks. And the other cool thing about this, the way we designed this whole thing, literally that, in Waterloo, for instance, the fiber's sitting there today. Everything's ready to go. They're splicing today. So we've put the cabinet up. We've lit it up. Got the power to it, and now those final splices, which takes a matter of hours to do, not days to do this. It takes a matter of hours to splice this together. That cabinet will be live back to Phelps, because that's will be where the rest of the brains are, is in Phelps. So that's how fast this goes. So that's why this is not going to take a lot of time.
So I hear a lot of industries right now coming out of the pandemic of shortage of supplies or difficulty of procuring materials. Is there anything that you need that you're having trouble getting right now?
Not really. We placed orders so early on this.
Smart.
All the rest of the products we have to are made in the United States, thank God. So that we use Corning for all of our fiber equipment. So about everything that we did order was all local in the United States. We didn't have to wait for stuff to come to us,
Amazing.
thank God. But we started last year, actually the pandemic when it started, it actually sort of helped us. We all were at home, but we concentrated so much better on what we were doing. We put in new building softwares last year. We were getting ready for these new markets. We concentrated so hard to get this together, but we had to place orders early. The fact that we use what they call FlexNap fiber from Corning is a special fiber, and it's made down in North Carolina. It's shipped to us, but it's done by the street. That shows up. That's very quick to get to us.
Awesome.
So that's one reason why we use it, because they can turn it around in 4 weeks.
Wow.
So that's why we can keep up on the fiber. Otherwise, if it were what we call long haul fiber, which is just on a big reel and is just straight fiber, that takes
26 weeks at
26
the
weeks to
moment.
get
Ooh,
that.
my
So
goodness.
we ordered that, but that's for something completely, that's to go from one market to another or do different things. The primary FlexNap cable that we need, that's already in. That Waterloo's already in Phelps, and then Seneca Falls will start showing up now right after that. But the cool thing is, again, when we do this, it's the reel actually has the street name on it. So it specifically goes to the street, and we've already counted every single house on the street. There's what they call a multi-port on the pole, and we literally plug them in and then take it to the home. That's why this is not going to take long. If it takes 15 minutes from the pole to the house, just to string it that way, but there's nothing they have to do on the pole but plug this thing in. So we've made everything, it's going to be live. So we have to do very limited field work when we do this. And we're trying to do this on purpose so that we can move fast and keep on installing people, move to the next network. No one's doing it this way. No one has done it the way we're doing it. Even the cabinet manufacturers that we use today, when they were here, they said they've never seen this before. It's the coolest thing because that cabinet came pre-wired when it got off the truck. So when we put it on the pad, and I can show you guys later, but the pictures in there of all the wire that was already pre-done. So when we took it off the truck, put it on the pad, everything's done. Otherwise, that would have taken weeks to plug everything in, get it all right, make it look pretty. But we hope literally we never have to open that thing up again. Once it's done.
Yeah, the fact it comes like that too probably means less maintenance, less problems,
less mistakes. Oh my God, this doesn't work. Why don't we have light here? It's just it could be a mess, and we've learned that over time. That's why I'm saying again, that's the advantage of us too. We've learned all of this stuff. We put it into practice now.
Oh, geez. I'm excited. I need to sign up. When will you guys be hitting the Wayne County areas? I'm in Lyons, so I'm down the list.
Lyons is us.
You got
to move to Newark now.
Okay, I'm moving. I'm moving.
Would be a big market.
But Newark is coming too. So Newark and Palmyra, Macedon. So that'll be the summer too.
Right.
So we're doing those markets also, which they'll be great for those areas because they don't have anything either. I mean, they're a tough market, and again, because it's so costly to do this. So you have to have the market to really help pay for this thing. It's tough.
I understand that completely. Yeah. Pretty much what you're saying is you guys are going to be all over this summer. You're not going to miss them. They also just partnered to work with Finger Lakes One. I mean, it just makes sense. So you're going to know whether you like it or not. You guys are going to be all over, and people are going to be able to get this great high-speed fiber internet.
Once it was something like this too. Once you establish, and word of mouth will really start to take off, and people like to talk about that stuff. Somebody's complaining about their spectrum not working intermittently or having trouble with support, then Upstate Fiber Network would be like, well, why are you still with them?
Right. You're on a Zoom call because you're still working from home, and someone is lagging, and you're like, oh, girl, you better fix that. You better go to Upstate Fiber.
We mentioned all the possible things people are doing, but there's home security cameras now where you can literally have 12 cameras.
Thermostats.
But you need the bandwidth.
When you tell people you have 30 devices on your network, and they're like, well, what is that? And they're like, do you have a Ring doorbell? Do you have a Roomba? Do you have... I'm like, oh,
Smart
I had no
home,
idea.
Alexa, I mean, go on and on.
And all that runs off the Wi-Fi.
That's
why we concentrate so much on that thing, because that's how your whole house is going to work. And the security, and you want to be able to see that at all times. And the backup that we put on, like even cabinets, it's lithium brand new lithium battery technology. We've got generators, but they're natural gas generators, so we don't have to fill them with propane.
Right.
So we do double, triple backup on all these cabinets too, so they don't go down. We're a phone company by trade, so we understand that what storms are like and things can't go down. But they have generator hookups just in case. So if we got to bring one of our generators, which are all on wheels too, that's what we do. So
I love that. And unfortunately, we're already running out of time. So pretty much I would tell everybody, especially in the Waterloo area, to get out there on Friday from 4 to 6 and get the scoop. Get some ice cream, learn more about this, and sign up on the website. What's that website again?
UpstateFiberNetworks.com. You can put your zip code in, and like you say, you can say, I'm interested in this service, so they know, and you can get everybody in your street to do it, and you probably might get it a little faster.
And we'll do it again in Seneca Falls too. Every market will keep on doing these.
You guys are going to pop up all
scoops.
That's perfect. But really, I was really glad that you guys were able to come on. I'm excited to work together moving forward. People are going to know about you. That's really all the time that I have.
I got the weekend weather. I got my second dose of vaccine.
I was too excited about the internet. I'm too into the internet. Okay, tell us, please tell us.
Well, I got my second dose of the vaccine yesterday at Walgreens.
Very nice.
I got the fiber.
And you're still functioning. Most people are down and out, I heard, after the second shot.
I don't know if it's everybody.
Not everybody, you're right.
But I feel fine.
You're strong like bull.
I'm lucky, I guess. But yeah, I feel good, vaccinated.
Nice.
I talked to the woman who administered my shot, and I said, have you guys been busy? And she's like, she goes, people don't show up for their appointments a lot. So, get out there, get the vaccine. Let's get back to normal here. You'll feel protected. Heading into summer, it's going to be a little looser anyways. We got to reach that 70% mark of vaccinated individuals. And now they're going to open it up to younger individuals. 12 to 15 is next, which would be my daughter.
Yeah.
So,
jeez. Are we looking at summer weather yet, or am I still in this funk that I
we had such great weather in March and early April, and then it kind of turned. It's been iffy, and this weekend kind of follows that trend. Although it should be, it's not going to be hot, it's not going to be freezing, and it's not going to rain. So that's a good point. Friday is probably going to get off to a wet start, and that'll linger into the early evening. High near 51. Friday, not a great day. Saturday starts to improve, partly sunny, high near 54, and then Sunday, Mother's Day.
Oh yes, Mother's Day already too.
Partly sunny with a high near 56, and then back to work on Monday, more sun, high near 56. So that's what we need, is a stretch of 2-3 days with no rain, and then they'll kick us into the spring
hope.
season here.
It's not good enough for me. I needed at least 65. Let's go. I'm ready.
Have you been vaccinated?
I have not been vaccinated yet, but I leave soon to travel, so I
You
know
didn't
that.
get even the first shot.
Nope, I have not yet.
Should find Johnson & Johnson.
I did not do Johnson & Johnson.
No, I'm saying if you find it, it's one and done.
Oh yeah, but I'm working on it. Okay, we're gonna get there in the long run. That is all the time that we have. Thank you so much, you guys, for
thank
coming
you.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
appreciate
congratulations on getting to where you are now. I mean, I know the
Thank
history
you.
of you, Paul, of your company, and it's amazing to think that you're on the precipice now of providing residential service to the whole Finger Lakes. So it's exciting. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody who joined us today. If you enjoyed the show, you can click like, you can share with your friends, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be back, of course, next Wednesday. And until then, have a great weekend here in the Finger Lakes. Maybe have a margarita today. I know I will.